And now for your host, Brad Allard. I stuttered.
Well, I've done that a couple of times too, but at least you still do it live. You don't just mail it in with some tape. He's there for me every show, dadgummit.
I feel like you should be like running down like the host did on Price is Right.
Oh, yeah. Come on down. Yeah. My grandmother used to watch that show, and so when I stayed with her, I'd watch that show too. Bob Barker and all that.
Yeah.
And my grandmother also liked Dinah Shore. Do you know who that is?
I do.
Okay, yeah. You see, but this young in here, Bianca, she has no idea what we're talking about.
The name is familiar.
A little closer, dear. About this far from you.
Oh, okay.
You don't have to lean over. You can pull it to you.
I like to lean.
You like to lean.
It.
Okay. Well, we have the Center for ASD today. Lisa Bolton House has been on. This is your third time here?
Yes.
And then we have her right-hand person, Bianca Lowery,
yes.
who's going to tell us about her boyfriends. No, she's
We're going to ask her all the questions today.
Yeah. So, but no. What exactly do you do for them now? I know you do a lot of the publicity and fundraising.
Yes. So I am the fundraising and community development coordinator, but I also do marketing, event planning. I'm going to be taking over the social media soon. All of the things.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's a lot. I'm going to keep you pretty busy. That's good.
That's the goal.
That's the goal. But we got a lot going on in the ASD, don't we? You're expanding, and you also have a fundraiser coming up, and we're going to be talking about all those things.
Yep.
It sounds like things are moving along. And when the first time you were here, we talked about how you put this together basically out of your living room.
Yes.
And now you got this facility, and it's expanded. It must be pretty nice, pretty thrilling to see just how far it's come along.
It is. It's also kind of scary.
Okay.
I mean,
are you?
Yeah.
Don't be scared. It's all good.
It's good. It's good. It's just, want to make sure that we keep our programs where they need to be and not water anything down. And, just remember to exist for our purpose.
Well, y'all keep talking while I mess around with this social media here. I'm trying to get it
I just shared it, yeah.
I'm trying to get mine to share, but it'll get there. Yeah. Anyway, Taylor, I'm not getting the feed on my page, though.
I'll send you a link.
Okay, send me a link. Okay, good. But anyway, let's talk.
You shared it with the center?
I shared it on my page. I'll go share it with the center.
Okay, now we get all that stuff taken care of. Let's talk about the sponsors that make all this possible. Thank you to CrossFit Burleson over at 317 Southwest Wilshire. Thank you for all you do for us and do for the community. I mean, Daniel, the owner, does more than just provide a workout facility. He does a lot of community things, and he's very active in this orphanage in Guatemala. So he's a very much a community citizen, to say the least. As far as the workout facility itself, CrossFit is not for the faint of heart. I mean, I
used to do it back in my younger years.
Younger years, you can probably tell us all about it. I mean, it's a pretty coordinated workout, but it's not there to, just to hang around, I guess.
No, you get there to get your work in.
That's good. Okay, and also thank you to Shandy Stogsdill, and the Stogsdill Group. She's going to be on the show pretty soon. We're trying to work out a day next week or the week after. She went on this trip to Britain, and I want to, I just really would like to hear all about that. I'm kind of jealous, to say the least. Also, thank you to, let me talk what she does besides her traveling. Shandy does real estate. And if you want to move into this area, you need to talk to Shandy. Just like you need to talk to Rex Russell here. If you're looking for a financial advisor, Rex has been doing it for nearly 40 years. Since 1984. And he knows what he's doing. He's been around a whole lot. So as far as the financial advice you would get, Rex is the man. Hit myfinancialbox.com and he'll help you out with your 401ks and retirements, whatever else. Also, big day for Gayla at Southern Gym. It's her birthday today. And
Happy birthday.
Gayla.
Yeah, Gayla and Bianca and I are members of the BNI group, the networking group. And so she knows Gayla pretty well by now. And have you ever been to her store by any chance?
Yes, it's beautiful. There's so many sparkly things everywhere. And she actually donated a pair of really beautiful diamond earrings to our gala that we had
I remember
back in
that.
April.
I remember that. Yeah.
They're on my ears.
Oh, yeah?
They're on my ears right here.
Is that right?
Are you zooming in?
Zooming in? No, not well. You're not going to zoom in. No, so you bought some earrings, did you?
They were won at our auction.
Well, great.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. It really is. As far as what she's got going on her end, she's going to be expanding pretty soon.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, she's going to be in the bottom floor of that Windmiller building. She's in the third floor now. She's moved down and more space at the bottom floor. She's going to be right next to that American Revelry restaurant.
Delicious food.
Really?
Yes. You say really? Like you don't? Have you been there?
I'm on a budget. No, I've been there a couple times. Yes. Yeah.
It's delicious.
No, I've been there a couple times. Certainly, it's one of the nicest places in town.
Mm-hmm. His place is our place.
Yes.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's where I was there today. In fact, I'll get to them on the other side of the ads. But thank you, Gail, and I hope you're doing well. So if you need some jewelry or need some repairs, she's the one to do it for you. Hot Works, another friend of ours, Michelle Humphrey, and the hotter than average workout kind of thing. It's infrared, so there's like 11 different things. Have you tried this, Bianca?
I have not, but I plan to. Well, and I know she just had her ribbon cutting last week for her Las Colinas location, which is exciting.
Yeah, and so she's really moving up in the world here with this. She's a very good entrepreneur. I've had her on a couple of times when we talked about business stuff, not just workouts and, health regimens or whatever, but just about running a business, and she really is pretty sharp. And also, another friend of ours from BNI, Mandy, Creative Concepts. She makes the hats, makes the cups. I saw you picture with my cup when I gave you your cup, and it really cracked me up, because you look like...
I'm so happy about it.
I got a Mr. Allard neighborhood
I love
cup.
a good mug, especially your mug.
Yeah, I got about 5 or 6 left, and so
it's like a celebrity sent me a gift.
Hey, what can I say? What can I say? Now, okay, now I got all this technology squared away finally. Where do we begin?
Can I say you did gift us the mugs, Lisa and myself, so we brought you a little gift as well.
All right. Wow. Can I open it now?
Yes, you can.
Presents. All right. I like presents. And a little thank you on the bag. And what we got here, it is, come on. Yes. That's very nice. Water cooler. And little water jug. Very nice. See?
Especially with these Texas temperatures. Come on.
Darn tootin'. Wow, that's very nice.
You're darn tootin'.
Darn tootin'. Yeah. That's very nice. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Right there so people could see it. You have some video for us, is that right?
Yes.
Taylor, is it up and running yet?
No video?
I sent it to you on the text.
On it.
You,
I got it.
You got it?
Maybe like 5 minutes.
Okay, we'll talk about other things. It takes them a couple minutes. I guess. Well, it's the magic does take a little time, but anyway.
You could hear his. You were like, "You have video, right?" He was like,
Yeah, no.
Texted it?
Yeah. I put it. I sent it on the text. No, it's email. Try email. Let's see. This show. It sounds like we're just kind of doing this by.
I see it.
By the seat of our pants, which we are, which is not the first time that's ever happened. But anyway, let's get back to the important stuff. You're expanding the Center for ASD, is that right?
Yes.
When and where and what? Tell us all about that.
I will let Lisa take this one.
Okay.
When and where and why. So, we're located in Burleson. We rent space in Crestmont. Crestmont Baptist Church and our organization have a really great relationship. So as they're readjusting their needs as a congregation, the center gets to utilize a little bit more space. So we moved into a new office space in the last couple months, which is amazing. We've never had it. In the beginning, we started officing out of my house. And then when we were over here in Crowley, we had 5 people to an office. And then we moved to Burleson, to our location where we're at now. And there were 4 people in an office. And now I have my own office. I don't even know what to do with the space and the quiet. But we also have taken on more space. So this year we're starting our new elementary class. We've always had our elementary participant with our intermediate participant. And so now we have elementary, intermediate, and high school.
Well, you have a greeting here from Janet Pollock Farmer. She says, Taylor says hello.
Hi, Janet.
You can see the quotes up there on the screen on the right-hand corner.
Oh, hi,
Okay.
Janet. Yes, we love Taylor. Taylor comes to our center. She's one of our adults in our REACH program.
Is that right?
She loves singing.
Yes, she has.
I think I met Janet and Taylor at an event about a year and a half ago. So it now rings a bell. I mean, Janet also is a very consistent respondent to Mr. Allard's neighborhood, and I appreciate her support. But I think I met her for the first time maybe 18 months ago. And but y'all know her pretty well.
Yes, absolutely.
Right. And like I mentioned last time you were here, I have a friend that sends their son there, and he's older. And so there's some connection there, I hope. But anyway, this new center, what are you going to be able to do in this new center that you can't do now?
Provide services to families that are continue to grow programs. So like our oldest participant right now is 62.
Is that right? I mean, I remember you mentioned that before, but I didn't realize he was quite that old.
Yes. Yeah. They don't go away just because they get older. Their needs change. So we're growing more programs around that. We're trying to offer more programs in the evening that will benefit our families and bring in more guest speakers so that way we can give them what the resources that they need to help improve their quality of life as a family overall.
Well, Taylor says that the video is ready to show, so let's let her run and see what we got.
The Center for ASD provides hope. Oftentimes, families who have children with special needs don't have places to go where they find comfort and rest, and that's what we do. Since the beginning in 2009, we have grown significantly, and it is because of individuals like you and the community that support us and believe in our mission and the work that we're doing here at the center. So we are very grateful, and we just want to give a big thank you to all of you for continuing your support, your thoughts, and always thinking about us. One of the misconceptions of individuals with special needs is that they can't learn, and that is a huge misconception. Our participants can learn, it just needs to be in a different setting. So here at the center, we provide educational skills, so science, reading, math, everything that you would do in a typical setting. And we also provide life skills such as cooking. Other skills that help our participants be a part of the community. So working in our workroom, making buttons, t-shirts, candles, and so on, and then going out in the community and being part of it by providing customer service skills and interacting.
Anybody up there want a drink?
Thank you, sir.
Here at the center, we have several programs that give families and participants what they need. Life skills, educational skills, coping skills, things that will all help them be more successful outside in the community.
Yay!
Yeah, that's very well done. Who made that one?
Colin Gregory.
That's what I thought. Colin does good work. So does Taylor Perky, by the way. I just want to get that ad in for him. But no, Colin did a good job with that. That's very, very kind of him. So you're teaching these young, well, not all young people, like we said. My friend's son is 30. Who comes to your center. But you teach them not just life skills, but also do you teach them math and science?
Yes. So for our adults, it's more functional. So they'll go out to eat once a week. They'll go to the store once a week. So that way they're learning money skills and, how to function in society. And then for our kids in our Excel program, they do learn math, reading, science. They do all the regular core.
Do they really? Do they get a diploma of some sort if they complete the program?
Yes. So in the great state of Texas, we're able to graduate our homeschoolers.
Is that right?
So we give them a diploma, and then whenever they graduate, if they continue on with their program, they go downstairs to our adult program. And it's really neat because our kids in our Excel program, which is our school program, they all can't wait to go downstairs to be with the cool kids.
I can only imagine the emotion of a parent watching their son or daughter and that's autistic receive a diploma for education.
Yep.
Or some other type of achievement like that.
We absolutely teach them.
I bet the tears are flowing, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
It's
pretty cool to see.
You too, huh?
Yeah.
And how about you? You look like a crier, Bianca.
Oh gosh, don't get me started.
Well, she got to see her first graduation with our programs back in May.
Yeah, and I can only imagine because, at Burleson, they have a program that deals with the whole spectrum. And I had students in my class that were, at one end of the spectrum that still could be taught in a classroom setting. I mean, there were some accommodations made, and they had some assistance given and things of that nature, but they try to mainstream them as much as possible. So I had students sitting in my class that would be maybe at the higher end at the spectrum.
Right.
But, when I saw their parents at graduation, they're just a mess because they've gone through so much stress and trouble and pain to see and things that they did not think that their son or daughter would be able to experience, they're able to experience.
Yeah. And that's one thing that we focus on at the center. It's after they graduate, they still need a place.
Do you know a Pam Sorg by any
I do.
chance? She says, my beautiful friend and all the amazing things her and her organization are doing for amazing children and adults with lots of hearts.
Pam.
Yeah.
I love you. Pam's actually one of our board members also.
Is that right? Who's the chair of that board?
The chair of the board is Kathy Kempf. So she is with Your Pathway Financial, and she's been the chair of our board for the last couple months. We just went through a big board restructure, and we're very excited about it.
That's good. That's good. And Bianca, how long you been with this organization?
Since last October. It feels like a lot longer, though.
Yeah, and so coming up on your first year, is this something that when you were in school, you wanted to work with this type of situation, with these type of children and adults? Or is this something that kind of God just dropped on you?
I would say the second.
Yeah.
I didn't go to school to be part of any kind of, I don't know how to word this.
It's a ministry, if you want to call it that. I mean, it's what it is. Even if it's not, it's
Right.
faith-based people, but it's not a faith-based program. It's a program based in educational practices and counseling practices and all that. But you have to have some element of faith to work in this kind of thing.
Yes. So whenever I went to college, I got my degree in marketing.
Where's that from?
Corpus Christi, A&M.
Right. Okay.
So I thought I was going to, I don't know, work for some, I don't know. I think when you're in college, you don't really have everything figured out, I guess.
Or when you're my age, you're still thinking, "What? I don't know what I'm going to do when I grow up."
Yeah.
But
But no, I did not think that I would be working with individuals with disabilities, but I'm so glad that I am. It makes me feel like I'm making a difference, and getting to know the families, the families behind the kids and everything that they go through and the hardships that they face, and just knowing that you're helping them, it means the world to me.
Now, you're a local girl, right? You told me yesterday you graduated from Alvarado.
I did graduate from Alvarado.
You were like the valedictorian and the homecoming queen and the prom queen all at the same time, weren't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
Well, you must have been a pretty good student. You also told me you played basketball, didn't you?
I did. I've been known to shoot some hoops.
Did you have the long hair then, too?
Oh, yeah. I would whip my ponytail around and slap them out of my way. And
That's one way of doing it, I suppose. Yeah. Well, okay, good. But so you've been with them for coming up on a year, and I bet you've had a tremendous learning curve, not just in, the mechanical side of the job, so shall we say, but also just the emotional side of the job.
yes, absolutely. There's this, unless you know somebody personally who has autism or has a family member who has autism, you're shielded from a world that you know nothing about. And diving fully into it, I think has made me become a better person as well. And I'm constantly, anytime I see anything, my brain's like, okay, well, how can we do this for the center? How can we incorporate this with the center? How can I take my everyday life and put the two together?
Yeah. Well, no, it makes sense. Now, Lisa, do you have like a employment program for some of these young people?
We do. We have 2 of our participants that work for us. And anytime we can find a role where if they are able to work and their family wants that kind of relationship and we're able to provide a space for that, then we do our best to make it happen.
So you have a couple of your former, I guess, alums, if you will, working for you.
They still attend our program and they work after hours.
Well, how nice. Yeah. Well, I know that's another thing because my friends, they want their son to have an occupation. You know, they want him to have something to get up for.
Yeah.
And it takes a special kind of employer to be able to accommodate some of this.
Right. So, like, if you saw in the video, you saw someone making coffee and someone, you know, working on tie-dyeing shirts. So, a lot of our individuals, they're not able to, how would you say, like, I don't want to say employable because but they all still have a purpose. They all still need a purpose.
Right.
So if that means, you know, Logan serves coffee once a day and it takes him 30, 45 minutes, Logan goes home and he feels like he's done a service for the community, and he absolutely has. So even if they don't work, we still do our best to provide everybody purpose. It's why we started making candles, because one of our individuals loved candles, and we were like, well, how can we help? You know, Nathan really, really enjoyed coming here. Well, let's make candles. So we figured out how to make them, and he mixes his own scents and puts them together and makes candles, and there we go.
And also, you get some friends here. Another Angela Dodge and Payne.
Hi, Ange.
And Janet also says that your center's a godsend for her family. The staff has gone above and beyond. The love and dedication for the students and the participants is amazing. I'm sure that's the case. I'm sure you become quite close, you know, with these young people because you see the small increments of improvement, and it just means so much to you.
Yeah.
You know.
Ange is our programs director, so she said they're all watching it in the office. So hi, everybody. But it was funny because I walked into the hall the other day. So, you know, I said we just got offices, and it's kind of so official. And I walked into her office the other day, and they were laughing, and I'm like, this looks like so much more fun than what we do over in the office. Because in the office, it's business. You know, we're getting down to business. But over, you know, Ange, our programs director, and Denise are in there, and all the staff, they're planning and getting ready for our kids for Excel to come back on Monday. And they just do a really great job. I mean, it's hard for me to not know everybody because I can't know everybody the way that I used to, but Ange and Denise and Heather and Misty and all the staff over there, they really do. They make these great relationships, not just with the parents, but with the participants. And then that kind of flows over to the parents, and that's how we grow. Now,
you mentioned next Monday they're going to come back for the Excel program. Do a lot of these kids also go to public schools?
No. So our adult program is year-round.
Right.
And our Excel program are the kids that don't go to public school. So because public school wasn't able to meet their needs. So for instance, my son who's 16 will come back to Excel just the way you would go to a normal school. We're just not accredited, but we do all the same things. We just do it a little bit different so we slow down for them.
Right.
And we teach them, you know, how they need to be taught. So the kids that attend our Excel program attend us instead of your traditional school.
Well, and they probably get more one-on-one service. I mean, it's...
Definitely. Our classes are max 5. Yeah.
Well, and so, you know, I mentioned before, I've had autistic kids on the higher end of the spectrum, you know, in my classes, and they were able to function 99% of the time, but every now and then you had to accommodate that, not academically so much, but more like space. Yeah. You know, because, you know, it's kind of overwhelming with all this what was going on. And so, you know, and I remember 2 or 3 times I could see the young person, I've had a couple of young men, a couple of young women, and I'd just take them out in the hall and would say, you know, hey, let's just take a little walk or whatever to see what we got going on. And you'd be amazed really at how compassionate a lot of these high schoolers can be about it, because they would volunteer to try to help the kids out and whatever else. I mean, we hear all this junk about kids and high schoolers, and some of it's true, unfortunately, but most of the kids, at least I had, and juniors and seniors, they had a level of compassion for them, and so they help the kids. Or if they have a little group project going on, they'd bring the kid in to be part of the group, even though if that level of contribution may not be as high, you know, they would just. I was surprised. Well, not surprised. That's not the word, but I'm amazed at the number of my former students that work in this capacity now as professionals, and some of that may be because of the exposure that they had.
Yeah, we invite a lot of volunteers. So our youngest volunteer can be 6. They're our peer buddy through summer camp, and we have lots of high school volunteers that come in, and that's our goal, is to kind of create a little army of individuals that go into the community that help serve those that we, you know, that help serve the special needs population.
I'm also getting a note here from Erica Shoe Lover. Is that a real name?
That is my aunt.
A shoe lover is her name?
Hi, Erica.
Shoe lover, so not everybody can find her.
Yeah, okay, I thought so. All right. That's your aunt. Okay, good.
Hi, Erica.
And says you all provide a wonderful service to those in need. Absolutely, you do. Absolutely, it's God's calling. Absolutely, because not a lot of people can do this. It's a lot of people. I'm sure you've seen it. They're a little bit, I don't know, uncomfortable around autistic children. It's unfortunate, but it is the way it is.
Right.
And so I guess when you have volunteers, one of the things you have to do is try to make them comfortable, right? Mm-hmm. How do y'all do that?
We take it easy on them and we let them kind of dip their toes in the water. We don't ever just put somebody in right away. But, one of the things that we always tell people is really you just come in and you're being somebody's friend. Mm-hmm. So, get in and kind of you interact to your level of comfort. And then they quickly find out that it is just being their friend.
Yeah.
Just treating them like a person.
And I'm sure these young people really appreciate these volunteers. I mean, they probably have some sort of a connection with them after a while. But
they do.
Does it take longer or less time to make a connection with somebody coming in and being a stranger in effect, being a volunteer or maybe a new teacher? Is that emotional attachment take a little longer or not?
It just depends on the individuals.
Mm-hmm. And I think it depends on the activity. If there's somebody that comes, a new person that wants to come and play dodgeball with them or play Uno with them, then I think maybe they connect a little quicker than
y'all play dodgeball, huh?
Yes, they're crazy. I don't watch it, just like I don't watch bounce houses. I don't watch dodgeball, but the kids love it. And, granted, they're not playing with the full-on dodgeballs, but they did just ask me for some more a couple months ago, and we got some for them. But I don't watch, but they're so kind. So, like they play fiercely, but they also know that I can't hit so and so and so and so, so they don't, or they hit them softer than they would somebody else. Mm-hmm. They just have this awareness about each other and the needs and the deficits, and they just meet each other where they're at. So it's but I still don't watch dodgeball.
It's because the mother in you is coming out.
Yes.
It's all right. Yeah, it's okay. Well, I'm going to go through the second round of ads, and then we're going to talk about the fundraiser you got coming up, the golf tournament, and also isn't it Giving Day in about a month? Mm-hmm. There's several Burleson outfits that are going to be promoting that. And also, just talk about what people out there and listening to my vast listening audience can do, financially and otherwise. So let's run the ads. Otto, of course, at our place, one of the best supporters of community events we have. I was there this morning, the usual great service, the usual great food, the usual fellowship. It really is a nice place. It's funny though, Bianca would appreciate this. We have to go to one-to-ones, as we call it, individual meetings with our colleagues and whatnot, so get to know them, whatever else. And so when somebody comes up to me and says, hey, particularly if it's a woman, they said, yeah, you want to get together and do one-to-one? I say, yeah, we'll go to our place. And they go, I beg your pardon. And I know the restaurant across the street, dadgummit, So they're like, oh, okay. You have to be there.
Well,
it is funny when it happens, especially for our people who have moved from out of state.
Yeah, okay, to our place. I don't think so. No, it's a restaurant. It's great. You'll love it.
So I go there for breakfast. That's like one of the breakfast spots, right? I went there for the first time for lunch, probably about a month ago. After all these years of going there for breakfast, I went there for lunch. Their rolls and their honey butter, what the heck? Yeah, they serve bread at lunch?
Yes.
I was so excited.
Yes. My carb intake always goes up during lunch. I always get the chicken fry and okra. And that sounds delicious. It is. It really is. And so, if you get the regular order, you're going to be taking some of that home with you. So anyway, I'm very pleased. I talk about the sponsors a lot, about their businesses, but what makes me happy about having them as sponsors is that they are community oriented as well. Mm-hmm. They're not just here to make a buck. They give back to the community. I mean, Shandy has this 817 Life page, and she does. She's involved in a charity for foster children, and Gail has been very generous with a lot of the fundraisers, and so is Otto. Rex is very supportive of Next Step and things of that nature. So Daniel, I've already mentioned, all of them, Tiffany Griffin, and the next gentleman here, Chris Notaboom, same thing over at Wild Cigar. He's involved in community things. It's not just here, I'm trying to make a dollar off you. I want to be part of the community. So,
Yeah.
and I've gotten to know Mandy and Michelle, same thing. I know that they do things for the community. It makes me feel pretty honored to have them as sponsors, these type of people.
Well, in Wild Cigar, they actually are going to be donating a few things to our golf tournament.
It doesn't surprise me one iota. I've known Chris for a long, long time. He's a former student, and it doesn't surprise me. It's the kind of thing he would do. When Shandy was having a fundraiser, all the other sponsors kicked in something, and so it's a good little community. And after the show, I'll tell you, I got 2 more sponsors coming in September. I mentioned them yesterday, didn't I? No, you had to leave early, right?
I did have to leave early.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm saving that for a surprise, but I got a couple more sponsors from B&I coming up.
Tell us. We'll keep it a secret.
Okay, don't tell anybody. Who is it? Well, one's Melissa Harmon.
Whoa!
She's starting an her agency. Yeah,
Yes, I'm
farm.
so excited for her new journey.
Yeah, the farm, and also Danette. She's coming on as an interior decorator.
Nice.
Really? Danette is so sweet.
Yeah, they'll probably be on the show within 2-3 weeks to kind of break them into this process. So yeah.
Danette brought a bunch of snacks and drinks for our Friday Night Thrive program. So we appreciate that from her. Thank you.
Yeah, so they're both coming on, and so that'll be lots of fun. Also, lastly, but not leastly, Tiffany Griffin over at Local Life Magazine. They'll be coming out, I hope, on time, but she's getting married in about 10 days, a week from Saturday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and she's all a fret. She's detail oriented, and she's got to get everything just so. I'm like, oh, we'll be fine. Everybody will love it, You'll find out when you plan your wedding. Is that coming anytime soon?
Not that I know of. Do you know something I don't?
I don't know. You got so many boys to choose from, I'm sure.
Where are you getting your information from?
I don't know. I just, hey, social media. That's where it is. It's on Instagram.
Sorry, Cody.
TikTok. Cody, that's your young man's name?
Yes.
Okay, Cody, she's faithful as can be. Don't worry about it. Okay. Anyway, let's talk about something more serious. The funding of this organization.
Yes.
Funding is an ongoing thing, right?
Yes,
Is it
absolutely.
an ongoing?
Constantly with a nonprofit.
Well, is it an ongoing worry? I hate to ask, but is it something that sometimes y'all get concerned about?
Not the way we used to. Now my concern is more of making sure that we're growing going forward. Whereas years ago it was like, can we keep the doors open? I have confidence that we're keeping the doors open.
Now the participants do pay some sort of tuition, if you will.
Yes, they have a fee.
Okay, there is a fee. It's not particularly exorbitant, but it is there. That does cover at least some of the costs, but it won't cover all of the costs.
Right. So, for instance, we have a music therapist, and that comes with a fee, and we absorb that cost so as not to push it onto the families to have them have to pay more.
Do you get any public money, like from the county or something like that?
No.
Okay.
We did just really receive a grant from for COVID funding, but we are not state funded because we serve individuals in a day hab capacity or anything.
I'm not sure I understand. Then the state does not provide funding for these type of programs?
They do, but we don't take that type of funding.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, because you want to deal with all the hassle of it.
Right.
As well.
And because they can dictate what.
Yeah.
How many kids we have in a class, or we try to keep the ratios low to help them learn. And the state could come in and say, oh, you need 30 kids in here instead of the 5 to 1.
I can't imagine the state of Texas doing that. Actually, I can very easily because they did that with education.
Yeah.
You know what? People ask me, what's the big change in education? One of the biggest ones in my career was how involved the state got at the ground level. When I first started teaching, they were like some distant entity that, had a little bit of influence, but by, I want to say about early 2000s, they were like breathing down our necks.
Yeah.
And so, I could see why you want to avoid all that hassle.
Yeah, we just sometimes that doesn't benefit those that we serve.
But you also take donations, obviously.
Yes.
Right? Everybody, could contribute anytime they want.
Absolutely.
And there's a donate button on your page.
Yes, sir.
And so they could do that and tax deductible too. You know, so they can do that anytime they want. But this is an event for you, right? So let's talk about what's going on. This golf tournament. You have the logo, Taylor. I thought you might. Yeah, there you go. See, he's so good.
So fancy.
Except for the video, but
No, you're doing great. You know, you on the fly, you're doing great. You should have seen. We had another show on Monday, and he was just, you know, jumping all. He was getting all over it. He had it going on. So we had a young lady that's put on a mental health seminar, and early October.
Sarah.
You know Sarah?
October 8th.
Is that a date?
Saturday, October 8th, I believe is the date.
Yes. I'll be a speaker.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Why don't you have my headshot, Taylor?
I don't know.
hold on. Let's see.
All right. Well, that is right. She did mention that.
Yeah.
You know, so that mental health seminar, Rise, has got that going on. And Sarah, it's like, you know, some shows, you know, when you talk to a guest, it's like, come on, tell us more. With her, it's like, so how are you doing? And then I went to go have a sandwich. I went to, you know, read a book, whatever. And I came back, hey, was that a great show or what? All right. Because she was so bubbly and enthusiastic about it. But anyway, let's talk about your golf tournament. All right. This is your idea of golf?
Well, so this is a tournament that the center has done in the past. This will be the 6th one. So this will be my first. But it's going to be a great time. It's going to be at Hidden Creek. And if you would like to play in the tournament, you better sign up pretty quickly because we only have 5 team spots available left.
Wow. So you already had pretty good sign up already?
Yes.
Good for you.
And our board has been working ferociously on sending us sponsors and teams. And
It's exciting.
yes, I love this new board.
What's the date?
September 9th, so it's a Friday, September 9th. And we will have other fun things going on out there throughout the day as well. So we're going to have a couple raffles. We're going to have a little silent auction. We're going to have margaritas for the players. Someone cooking some brats. And, you know, we want to make it fun for the players.
Well, the margaritas will help. So,
Right.
You know, so it's amazing. You know, golf, you know, is interesting to me. It's like, you know, you go in the first hole and you're really intense. By the 18th hole, after a few trips by with the girl with the beer cart, you know, they're a little less concerned about their scores. But but anyway, so that sounds like a lot of fun. What time does it start?
So check-in is at 7, and then it starts at 8.
That's a nice course. It really is. I mean, I haven't golfed in a while, but when I have golfed, it's been on that course because it's close to my house. And it's a very nice municipal course. I'm glad we have such a thing in this community.
Yeah.
They have such a nice course. I think it really adds a great deal. And also to provide this kind of opportunity.
Right. The city's done a good job with it. They've made the changes.
Who do you deal with at the city for these kind of things, primarily?
Jessica Martinez is our main contact for the city. Well, she's just the one that we always talk to.
She's the one who answers the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Which really, she doesn't answer the phone all the time.
Oh, well.
So then I text her and I'm like, Jessica, answer your phone.
Okay. Yeah, right. Well, that's no. I'm really glad about that too, because you know, having the city be so cooperative is very helpful.
It is helpful.
Yes, and it also is a mark of a good civic government. But
yes.
Anyway, so you're talking about the golf course or golf tournament. I'm sorry, golf tournament. With the money raised from this, what do you hope to do with it?
Award scholarships to our families who might need a little bit of financial help for their kids attending the center. We have been working on continuing our safety and first aid education. Yesterday, we just had a CPR class. Melrose CPR, I believe, was the guy that came out. And 7 of us got certified CPR training and AED training as well. And for those of you who are fans of The Office, it's nothing like that.
I was thinking, that is exactly what I was thinking, you know.
I woke up this morning and I'm like, I am sore because he did not
Take it easy on us?
He did not. And we ran through several scenarios and it was all stand up, You're going to walk past, you see somebody laying on the ground. Oh my gosh, then you got to get down. And I'm like, I'm not up to getting up and down and up and down.
There was a lot of up and down.
But he was like, y'all are not somebody's not going to be laying on the table. They're not going to be laying on the table for you. So you need to learn the proper way to do it.
Also, this expansion, when is it going to be complete?
Never.
Probably never.
Never,
We
yeah.
hope never. I mean, if we stop
got you.
growing, we're just going to,
Well, but this particular phase then.
This phase, we have a 3-year plan for growing the Excel to the maximum that we want to grow it to. And then after that happens, we'll move on to completing our serving families their entire life cycle. So we look forward to having respite houses where our kids can practice spending the night away from us. Or if one of our families needs to go on vacation and just mom and dad want to go on vacation, then we can keep their loved one for a week. And just to give that type of benefit to families that doesn't exist because...
That's interesting, but the parents often will need some sort of, at least a brief break.
Yes.
You have a child in this situation, and I guess you know better than anybody than just all the difficulties it is to make these kind of trips or make these kind of evenings out and whatever else, because it isn't like you can just call any babysitter or something like that. And so you're trying to provide a situation where professionally trained people can watch their child while they maybe go out to dinner. Right.
And people who care. I mean, you can...
Well, that really is amazing because, we don't think about those kind of things. Those of us, thank the Lord, my children are, what they are. They're fine, but they're a bit goofy. But they, I wouldn't have to consider those kind of things.
Right.
But you had to.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing when you mentioned graduation earlier, you see parents, they're all emotional because their child's graduating, which is great. But my Nate is going to be a senior. Well, he's a senior and he graduates in May. And that's great because I know Nate's going to go out and do these things. When Gabe graduates or when any of our special needs adults graduate, what's next?
Right.
There's a plan that we have to create for their entire future. And everybody that I talk to their plan is, I hope to have a house with the mother-in-law suite. So my loved one can live in the mother-in-law suite and me and my husband live in the main house. But why do we have to do that alone?
Right.
We don't have to. We just have to make it affordable so that way, so we can all have, me and my husband want to be able to do things and not worry about our loved one, not worry about Gabe.
Right.
But without the proper resources, it's not feasible.
This expansion, is it going to still be a Crestmont?
We believe so.
Oh, okay.
We believe so. It just depends on how the church. You've seen Crestmont Church.
Sure.
It's a very large building. Our relationship is great, so it just kind of depends on how their growth is going and our growth is going. But we definitely want to, regardless of what we do, Burleson is going to be our home. There's no services.
Maybe in the distant future, or not distant future, hopefully you could have like a standalone facility of some sort.
We would like a campus.
Yes.
Yeah, where our loved ones can live and be managed and cared for, and then they travel to the hub, which is the center.
Well, I'm going to put the city on the spot. I know a place that's going to be abandoned, if you will, or it's going to be Hill College, where I teach.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, at that building, the old Methodist church.
Yeah.
We're moving to a facility probably in January. They're building it now on, it's an early college campus. Used to be, Kerr Middle School used to be the high school, right? So it's old timers know where I'm talking about. It's on Johnson Street. But that building is going to be available. Now, I don't know what the plans are for that building, what the city has, but maybe you can.
Hello, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah, that's right. You can talk.
Would you like to meet with us soon?
Yeah. But I don't know what the plans are for that building. I know that, like I said, Hill College will be moving within anywhere from 6 to 12 months. It just depends how fast they get that other place ready. So you can talk, and the mayor's, he's on the show on a monthly basis now. I'll drop
the mayor's
down
a friend of ours.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, no, he really is. I know because I mentioned before that you were coming on the show not long after he was, and he's very enthusiastic about what y'all do.
He's amazing.
Well, and I heard this week too, I tuned in and you said something about us being his favorite and he did not object.
Yeah. Well, they could say, no, we already have made plans for it, or we already sold it, or blah, 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 but it couldn't hurt to ask.
Absolutely.
You know, and I'm sure you'll get a pretty receptive audience with some of the council members as well. I think, you know, if, I have a couple of friends on the board, and, you know, I would say that, you know, Victoria or Ronnie or Dan could really get it done.
And we would love to have them come out and tour the center anytime that they would like, and get a firsthand experience of the center.
Yeah.
Dan's one of my favorite people.
Yeah. Well,
I have a lot of favorite people. Dan's one of them. Not a lot of them. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that. I have a very select few.
well, Dan also is sympathetic to your
Right.
needs as well because of his situation.
Exactly.
So he knows all about what's going on.
Oh, Dan, yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
Dan McClendon.
McClendon.
Yes.
Yeah, and Victoria Johnson, Ronnie Johnson. Talk to them. Mr. Green, I'm sure, is a fine man. I just never met him.
Yeah.
So you can talk to them and see and just find out.
Yeah.
And I may be, you know, putting them on the spot, but if they,
How big is that building?
oh well, it's big and it's fairly good sized. It's kind of an odd design, but they have a sanctuary area and they have a fellowship area because, like I said, it used to be a church, and then they have like about 2 long halls of classrooms. So, you know, it would probably fit your needs. But again, you know, I am just making some assumptions. They may have already sold that because it's valuable property.
Right.
But
And we have-
if they don't know what they're going to do with it yet, and because the city owns it, not Hill College.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
That's great that they let Hill College.
Start off with the mayor and see what you get, because
Yeah.
you know you'll get
We
an
have
audience.
great. So I've been in Hill College before, once for a Rotary meeting on the back side of it, and then once to go in and drop some stuff off in the front. So the great thing about our current location is that we have full access to the gym. So the kids get to go in there, and that's where they play dodgeball.
Yeah. Well, that is something that might not be as available.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, you'd have all that classroom space, and you have a kitchen there, and you know, you use that sanctuary building for like group meetings and whatnot. So
My parents got married there.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Well, I've been to a couple weddings there. It's
Way back in the day.
Way back in the day, is right. But I've been to a couple weddings to former students there, and it's anyway. I know I just put some of those people on the spot, but that's what they get
no
elected
pressure.
for.
Keeping options open.
Well, that's what they get elected for, is to have people make inquiries like this, and they all accept that. So, you know, but anyway, so we're getting close on the time. So I want to make sure we hit the funding situation adequately, because we all want to do good, but you got to be able to still keep the lights on.
Absolutely.
And, you know, you do have paid staff, et cetera, et cetera. But, you know, the funding is such a critical aspect of this.
Yes.
And since I've been doing this show, I've done a lot of nonprofits, and like I said, it's 24/7. You found that out, didn't you, Bianca?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Is that part of your main job, is to kind of be creating?
Fundraising is the very first part of my job.
All
yes.
right. So who do you go to?
Everybody, anyone who wants to give me a second of their time.
What, like, do you go to organizations?
Not with organizations. You mean other nonprofit organizations?
Well, or civic groups.
Well, so we get a lot of help from Reach Council. We love them very much. Hey, y'all. And we actually are going to be partnering with them to work on sensory bags for the fire department, and I think possibly the police.
The police got taken care of.
Okay.
The police got taken care of. You know, in some other towns, that would sound bad. They got taken care of.
They did. So I'm part of the Rotary Club and the Burleson Area Midday Rotary. So they support us. One thing that I'm getting, so like Bianca going to BNI, that's trying to transition her to start visiting more of those organizations. So like, I know that there's a Burleson Morning Club, and there's, you know, all the different organizations
Right.
that would not just support us financially, but also want to potentially come volunteer for us. So Burleson Lions, they come and did the
I was
vision.
going to ask you about them.
Yeah, they came and did the vision checks. I'm going to say probably back in April.
It's I have a friend that's big time in the Lions Club, and I know that's their big push is eyesight and eyewear.
Yes. So it was kind of cool. So we're building those relationships, but those are again part of what when Bianca came on, it was already fast and furious. I still feel like we're very fast and furious, but I feel like for the first couple months, she got dragged behind us, just trying to pick up what she could along the way. Because not only did she have to learn what we do, but she also had to learn why we do it.
Is that why you went home crying every day?
Oh, yeah.
She cried a lot.
You thrown
April was a rough month.
And they threw you in the deep end of the pool, huh?
I was like, she's crying again.
You're going to do great. You are doing great.
She is. Absolutely.
I cry because I care.
I know. Yeah. Well, you want to not just for the children, you want to do a great job for these children. And no, you're doing a great job. And I could tell.
Yeah.
And we always enjoy having her at the meetings. So I'm glad you sent her our way. So
she's way more fun than I am.
Oh, I got that.
No.
I don't know. I've heard, that Bolting House woman,
No, but we are trying to build more relationships in Burleson throughout the community. So we've been here for 2 years, and the city has been so wonderful and supporting and showing up, and they're just as interested in building relationships with us as well, and it's wonderful to see. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to run through the ads real quick, and then I'll give you all the last word, and you can talk about whatever you want to talk about. And I'm really glad you're here. I'm glad the work that y'all do, because like I said, I have a friend who's a client of y'all's, and I know what it means to them, and the skills that y'all have taught him, and the fellowship that you're giving him. I guess that's another thing we don't think about. These autistic children want fellowship just like anybody else would. And this provides a place for that. So, okay. Anyway, thank you, Daniel at CrossFit Burleson. Thank you for what you've done for the community. Thank you for the community service. His gym is at 317 Southwest Wilshire, and it has all the plans, has supervision, it has the workout programs, membership programs, trainers, whatnot. So you're not just in there by yourself throwing iron. So CrossFit Burleson, 317 Southwest Wilshire. Shandy, again, we're trying to work at a time. She's got kids going back to school and all this other business, so it's tough.
Busy.
Yes, it is. But the Stogsdill group will help you find that home here in the Burleson area because it's really difficult if you don't have somebody like her that knows where it is, because a lot of this stuff is taken off sold before the market even knows about it. So talk to Shandy or talk to Rex if you want to talk about your financial end of it at hit myfinancialbox.com. You get to know the Russell Wealth Group. Come over here, have some coffee, whatever else. He's a really good guy. We went to college together, and I always joke about he went to class, I went to the golf course, but that's all right. But he's involved in these things with his church as well. So thank you, Rex, over at myfinancialbox.com and the Russell Wealth Group. Also, thank you, Gayla. Happy birthday. Hope you're doing well. I know that it's going to be a pretty busy season coming up. I mean, it's not too soon to be thinking about the holiday gift-giving season. And my wife is all of a sudden, when it comes to gift giving and the holidays, she embraces all the major religions. Wait a minute, Robin. I don't remember you ever being Islamic. Oh no, it's Ramadan.
Everybody loves sparkly.
I need a Ramadan jewelry. Oh, sure you do.
She does.
Yeah, right. Well, no, she's. People joke us, it must be dangerous sending your wife to work at a jewelry store, and they know what they're talking about. Because she comes home, I just saw this really nice ring, and I might want it. I said, oh, really? Well, I might want to pay their, I want to pay a bill. I'm much more pragmatic. Anyway, so.
But it's pretty.
It's pretty. Yeah, it is. And it's important. And jewelry does retain its value. So, I mean, so you're not, buying something that's going to be, discarded. It's a lifetime gift.
Right.
So there you are. Southern Gym, also Hot Works. Thank you for what you do, Michelle. She believe is a donor. Did you not?
Yes, so she also donated to the gala as well. I think it was a membership, and plus the yoga mat and
a nice basket.
Yeah, we were talking about this yesterday because I told her. Well, you had mentioned that you were going to be on the show, and then after you left, and we were just sitting there talking, she had mentioned that that she'd been involved with y'all, and so
Yes,
really,
absolutely. And that was very sweet of her.
yeah. Well, she's a very sweet woman, and so
We barely knew her at that point. It was in the very beginning of
Mm-hmm.
BNI.
She likes to find a nonprofit to make like a gift to at the end of the year, and I think she's found one. I think a group that she likes. So HotWorks, thank you for all what you do. Also, thank you to. But by the way, HotWorks is on 731. I'm gonna get that in there. 731 John Jones. It's right across the street from all those health clinics, right next to Chicken Salad Chick, which every woman I've talked in Burleson seems to like. I need to get them as a sponsor.
I love chicken salad chick.
Yeah. And-
We ate there on Monday, actually.
Well, I don't mind giving shout outs to local businesses. So there you are. Creative Concepts by Mandy. She does a lot of stuff for us at BNI, doesn't she?
She sure does.
I bet there's several of us that have used her services for promotional items, shirts, hats, cups, whatever. So she got the whole thing. Taylor, you used her, didn't you not?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, so there you go. Creative Concepts by Mandy. It's over on 1187, so look at her webpage and give her a holler. Also, Otto, I hope you're up out of bed. He doesn't work the early shift, I'll put it that way. I'll go over there and now, it's around 7 o'clock. I say, is Otto around? And the waitresses, they all start laughing. Like I said, something funny, like, you really expect Otto to be up this early? But Otto at our place, thank you for what you do for us. Thank you for what you do for the community and for the services you provide. Thank you, Chris. I'm not surprised, but I am glad that you are participating in this program because he's a active civic citizen, you might say.
Yeah, he was. They were very nice to me, and I actually had talked with them about possibly coming up and setting up a table, and maybe if they wanted to sell their cigars, because who doesn't love a good stogie when they're playing golf?
That's true.
But they also have an event going on that same day, so we're trying to figure something out.
Well, he's got this very large humidor, and a lot of these fancy cigar suppliers have kind of picked him as their local outlet for a lot of their high-end stuff, and so they'll have these,
and for good reason.
Yeah, right. And they have these guys come in that from I don't know, various other cigar companies, even from other countries, and it's been known this regionally. This is a stop you'll make if you're promoting your cigar. So there you go. But you can also have a nice drink. It's quiet. It's well ventilated. It's a good place to do business. Also, Tiffany, I hope you're not getting too worked up about the wedding. It's all going to work out just fine, She usually comes on about once a month, but she just swamped. She has one girl going to college, one girl going back to Centennial, then, trying to get this together, trying to get her business, keep it together. She's busier as can be. What's the else? Well, I'll skip the expression, but I'll say it. Busier than a one-legged man in a butt-kicking contest. You ever heard that one before?
I've never heard that one before.
So she'll like that. Anyway.
It's been a while since I've heard that.
Yeah, but anyway, she and her intended Jimmy, they make a great couple. So I'm glad for them. All right, ladies, who's going to go first? I'll get the last word.
Oh, let's see. Okay, so in addition to the golf tournament, we also have North Texas Giving Day coming up September 22nd, and that is the largest giving day. I know it's the largest one in Texas. I'm not sure in comparison to other giving days how it sizes up, but basically it is a 24-hour day of giving. We do have early giving available starting on September 1st, but the 22nd is really the day that they want to focus on. It's online giving event. So we will be sharing our separate organization page for that starting September 1st. There's lots of cool prizes we can win for the center if you guys donate. And matching funds are available. Also, there are more than several companies who, if you donate, the company that you work for will donate as well. So if you are part of that, we would love to talk to you.
What day is that of the week, the 22nd?
I think it's a Thursday.
That's what I thought, because my wife's birthday is the day before, and I better have that memorized and, tattooed on my arm somewhere. So, but I thought it was a Thursday. That might be a good day to have because there's a lot of groups going to be accessing Giving Day. That might be a good day to have a show just for that. So
we could sit here with you and just be live all day.
Yeah, a whole day long, like a telethon, like Jerry Lewis used to do.
That
Yeah.
would be fun.
I'll get my jokes ready.
You're probably too young to remember Jerry Lewis's telethon.
Can we have some
but
phones ringing in the back?
yeah, and people,
People sitting.
Yeah, answering the phone. All right, and
Good
we're gonna have
times.
Shecky Green come out and tell us some jokes. And I remember watching him as a kid, like, who are these bums? But apparently my parents knew who they were. But whatever, I digress. Okay, Lisa, it's your turn.
So one of the things that about North Texas Giving Day is it's very strategic. So like Bianca said, there are extra prizes that we can earn throughout the day, prizes meaning funds. So if you would like to talk to us about being part of that plan, like for instance, we need to have one person giving every hour. And I know that we can do that between us and just our community of supporters, but we have been given matching, we have been awarded matching dollars right now. That's about $16,000 or $17,000, I think, which we don't receive unless we reach the $16,000 or $17,000. So all this money that's raised for North Texas Giving Day will be used for scholarship and our safety and security initiative. So scholarships, and then making sure that we finish up our cameras and all of our training that we need. And then we were also just donated a van that we are trying to make sure that it's safe and good to go on the road with our participants.
Now, some people, you think on Giving Day, the September 22nd, it's not exclusive to just one group. They can do it across the board for multiple organizations.
Yes.
So if you're, if I'm saying if people are listening to this and said, I'd like to help you, but I've already told somebody else, or I already do this other for another group, but that doesn't mean they can't do it for you too.
Right. You can go on their website. Whenever you go on there, you can search your organizations that you choose. So Harvest House, Crowley House of Hope, Next Step Women's, everybody's part of this day. And then you can give however much you want to give to, whoever. But just know, like in our case and like in all those organizations that I mentioned, I know for a fact everybody's going to have matching dollars. So your $5 can turn to 10.
Right.
And it's just really, it's a beneficial way to support the community.
Okay, so I'm trying to get this in my head. There's a page strictly for next. I mean, they don't have to access ASD page. They access the September 22nd Giving Day page.
You can go just to the North Texas Giving Day homepage and then search your organization, and it'll pull it up.
Wow.
Which we will be sharing that as well. So it'll be easier access to our page.
Sure.
Yeah.
I just was thinking, getting put it there, and I wonder if they show running totals.
They do.
They do.
Well, that'd be really interesting to have a show like that. I'll talk to
Right.
Taylor about that.
Leaderboards and all kinds of fun tracking systems.
How fun would that be to have all of us here? All my friends.
Well,
We could have Harvest House and
well, Next Step is
Next
going to be
Step.
on the show. I've had them on several
Summer
times.
is coming.
Summer and Megan.
Summer.
Yeah,
We
so-
can have Summer here. We can chat throughout the day.
We'll have to go buy some more cameras.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm thinking. You only have some.
That's
but-
not a complaint.
No, we could have them take shifts, and hey, come in, and they can give like 5 minutes, and
Oh God, it'd be so cool to be like, what is like a talk show where we're all just sitting around all day. Wouldn't you like to be surrounded by all these great women all day long?
oh yeah. Anyway, look
you're
at the time.
You're entitled to our opinions too.
That's right. Yeah, I'll get right back on that one. Alrighty. But anyway, thank y'all for showing up, and I'm sure we'll be talking again. I'll see her every Wednesday unless we don't make it, which normally you make it pretty often.
I've only missed one day since I started.
There you go.
And it was for a previous fundraising event that I missed.
Well,
Yes, I'm always there.
Thank you, Taylor, for being so agile at the
As
computer
always.
board. And I'm looking forward to seeing y'all again and hearing how this works out.
Yeah.
And so y'all take a
Thank
look
you
at the
so
page.
much for having us on the
It's
show.
lots of fun. It's always fun here, isn't it?
Yes.
It's a nice neighborhood. Anyway, I'll see y'all Monday. I don't know what I'm talking about then. I'll find out maybe Sunday night. I don't know. It's like how I did my school teaching. Yeah, what am I doing?
They still do that.
Yeah, I know. Oh, yeah. And, all right, I know what you're talking about.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
We're
all
not
right.
going to go there
No,
today.
all right. We got to go. Bye, y'all.
Bye.